Nostalgia was in the air in Oldbury today as Ladywood History Group gathered to remember VE Day over some traditional fish and chips. This year marks 70 years since the end of the Second World War in Europe, and June and Roy Gurley remember the day well.
When the war ended, I was 10 years old, and the war itself was very frightening. And the elation on the announcement of the end of the war was beyond recognition. Everyone went absolutely wild. We organised the bonfire, and this was behind St John's Church in Ladywood Road. The whole thing went on until the early hours of the morning.
Mommy sat me down on the table and she said that the war was over and that we were going to be, happy again, and that there wasn't going to be any more worrying about what was going on in the skies. And we just made this massive bonfire, and everybody danced, and we did have the piano out, and there was beer, and the piano was rocking, and the beer was rocking out the tops of the pianos, but everybody was so happy. And there was a few soldiers had come home, especially the ones that had been injured, and we all just laughed our way through the evening.
I think the one thing that really sticks in my mind was going into Chamberlain Square. I do remember all the people just dancing and singing and just making a general noise, really,
My mother was in Dudley Road Hospital, on Dudley Road, and obviously she couldn't get us home, so she said to my brother, who was just 4 years older, will you make sure that you get her home? And we had to go through the crowds of people. Everybody was rejoicing everywhere, and we had to get out of the hospital, through the crowds, and back down to Ruston Street, which is where we lived. So it was quite an achievement to get through, because I would have been 5 and he would have been 7 or 8 or something like that. So yeah, Mum said make sure you get him home, to get her home safe, and that was what it was all about, really.
And memories from the war are still fresh in their minds.
We lived in an area as well that was Ladywood in Birmingham, and which took some heavy bombing. I mean, I can remember seeing an incendiary bomb come down with parachute, landed in Sherburn Street. Now I can remember seeing it.
We went to school through the bombing, and we used to have to carry gas masks. And we probably hadn't been to bed all night.
We used to put these cushions under a big polished table, and Mum and I used to sit out the bombing at that time.
I would like to think about the ladies in particular who went to work in the factories and produced all the munitions and all the rest of it. They did a wonderful job while the memory away.
70 years on, just how important is it to remember this day?
Very much so, because I just, this morning when you got the television on in the background and you could hear all these different comments, somebody said loud and clear, the youngsters must remember that this must not happen again. Exactly. Don't go through what we did go through.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say to you that at 5 years of age I knew exactly what was going on, but I knew the difference when it all stopped.
Yeah.
And everybody was laughing and joking and friendly. And
I think what brought it home to you more than anything else was seeing the houses that were bombed and that round it, just loads of rubble all over the place, which as kids we used to play on afterwards. That was by that. Now you think about it now, you realise that it's just a waste of time and life.
Over 200 beacons will be lit tomorrow across the UK to mark the day, so let the commemorations commence. Lois Swinnerton for the Midland at Chamberlain's Fish and Chip Shop in Oldbury.